Hi all. Today I'm going to discuss about an interesting topic, test architect. What are the skills required for a test architect? Who can be a test architect? What are the roles and responsibilities having a test architect? So my name is Prashant. I'm having around 16 years experience in IT overall in testing. Currently I'm working as a test architect. I'm just prepared a small presentation to explain what are the skills required, what are the roles and responsibilities having a test architect. Let me move to the next slide. So who is a test architect basically? So can provide strategic plans for testing efforts. And somebody is able to create solution for a complex project, test strategy for a large complex projects, and somebody is able to provide technical leadership and support a complex project. These all people can be called as a test architect. And secondly, who can shift career to a test architect? As I said, basically we need I prefer around more than 10 years experience in IT. It can be a development or testing. If somebody is performing a test lead role or senior test lead role, they can easily shift to the test architect and should be good into the testing process. We can start with the testing from the requirement. And somebody is having an IT experience more than 10 years, it can be who worked on at the architect level as a development, or somebody is good into in automation, any of the tool. Those people can be shift to their career to test architect role. Basically, this is a technical role. Should be having a minimal knowledge on all what are the projects which we having in the current IT world. So basically, I can say the web applications, big data solutions, ETL solutions, even microservice. Should be knowing all the latest technologies. If you don't have, you can slowly learn and improve also. That should be fine. Moving to the next slide. I just captured some of the required skills, which I feel basically somebody should be having 10 plus years experience in IT. As I said, it can be in overall testing, it can be in development. I prefer both development and testing. I can easily be to switch on to uh, test architect role. And secondly, very good knowledge in development testing process. Nowadays, in all projects which we are having handling with agile methodology, so should be familiar with agile process and how we can start the testing from the beginning to the end. That's one funda thing. And other than this, the other skills I'm just going to explain here. Good knowledge in programming. Basically, somebody should be good into the automation testing. At least one programming language should be familiar. Probably I can say Java, .NET, C Sharp. I mentioned all those things, but again, it can be one. I prefer only one. If it can be Java, it can be .NET or C Sharp. And somebody should be having the good knowledge in coding standards because we need to find out the optimized way to write the code. If we are into Java, we need to find out a simple solution to write the code. And we should be reviewing the junior members code also. That is what I'm saying. Somebody should be having the good knowledge on coding standards. And expert in automation framework, any of the automation framework. Probably it can be based on JUnit, TestNG, Selenium, Cucumber, any of the UI based one framework, at least one framework in UI, one framework in API level, and one framework using performance. These three combinations should work out. It can be a mobile automation framework also. So I prefer if somebody is new to this, somebody is newly planning to switch your career to the test architect, at least you need to learn the UI level automation. Can be preferably Selenium or WebDriver IO or any of the UI level automation tool. And the API level it can be anything like Java based, Rust Assured. It can be other things, the manual things like Postman or Newman, other tools. At least one framework, they should be very much hands-on. Then that's a minimal requirement that I see for a test architect. And secondly, I see experience with web service technologies, XML, REST, SOAP, everything. is much more helpful to handle this role. And experience and good knowledge in load and performance testing concepts and tools. Any one of the performance testing tool, at least some hands-on. I'm not sure it can be a minimal hands-on. It can be intermediate. That should be fine. I can say that the JMeter one is a free one. Anyone can get familiar with nowadays. Or load runner is another tool which that is maybe a paid version, but again we can uh, have the free trial version to get familiar with that. And also we just want to learn the basic concept of performance and load testing, how we can prepare a report, how we can tell the developer or the team there is a performance issue. Okay, moving to the next thing. At least one framework, QA framework, the automation framework implementation. Basically, it can be a web application, it can be a mobile automation framework, it can be a performance testing framework. Any one of the framework, the test architect should be familiar. Okay, and it should be nice to having the performance infrastructure. Basically, how we can execute a full stack project. The things like CDN caching, reverse proxies, and also we can get familiar with the cloud technologies like AWS and Azure. And I think this already explained thorough understanding, hands-on experience in developing, enhancing automation testing framework. This is one good, probably I can say that this is one mandatory skill the test architect should having, because we have to guide our junior members to create the automation framework. We need to enhance our automation. We need to keep looking on the improvement process on the testing frameworks. And the other skill which we need is basically the strong troubleshooting experience and root cause analysis and abilities. So basically, I can say that there is an issue. We need to jump on that. We need to find out a solution for that. When it's an automation or is in an improvement of an automation framework, is in an any solutions, uh, that skill is mandate. And the next one is somebody is planning to move to their career from test lead or senior test lead to the test architect level. You can gain the knowledge on DevOps, TestOps, basically the development and operations integrated and testing and operations integrated. And there are certain tools which we mostly we are using into the testing integration with DevOps, Jenkins, Maven. And if you want to run our test cases into virtual environment, virtualization environment, can be Docker, Kubernetes environment if you go for a microservice project. Should we get familiar with all those things? I feel I strongly recommend we need this. And one of the last thing, explore new tools in the market. That is always we have to do as a test architect. We should be exploring the new tools in the market. Prepare POCs, present to the client. I found this a good tool. Probably can we when we start using that? Should be in a proper presented way. That's what I say that prepare a POC from your end and present it. And RFPs. RFPs is basically the request for proposal to the new project. These are the main things I feel a test architect should having. And feel free to contact, you can contact me prashant.alex@gmail.com. Probably I'll get to you how we can move your career from a development or a test lead. So normal test lead to senior test lead or a test architect role, how we can handle, how we can prepare for this. Thank you all. If any comments and suggestions, probably you can add your comments on the below. So I'll reply to your questions. And as I said, you can contact me in email also. Thank you.